Hey YouTube, welcome back. This is Ricky with Shoemonstertech, and today we're going to be looking at the Pilar 3. Once again, this is kind of a more follow-up video since I did purchase this knife. I've been able to test it and, you know, put it through some harsh tests for sure. But actually, and I also want to mention Jersey Knife Guy. I watched one of his videos, and it was actually a review on this guy here. And he was saying pretty much that he had a hard time opening up this knife. You know, as far as he's saying it's nearly impossible to open up with the thumb. And then he had mentioned, you know, Spidey flicking it was kind of difficult too because of the shape of the hole. You know, it's not like a Spyderco where it's, you know, an easier hole to get your, you know, finger in there to be able to deploy the blade. You know, I'm just gonna poke. I'm poking fun. Jersey Knife Guy, you guys go check his video out or his YouTube channel out. He's got some really good content, but I'm just gonna poke at him a little bit, you know, just harmless fun. But yeah, so I haven't had any issues whatsoever, and I commented in this video, I said, it must be user error, right? User error. So yeah, I mean, he did comment back. He said he actually did put a little bit too much knife pivot lube and, you know, inside the pivot here, and created a little bit harder to deploy. And you know, it is a frame lock, and I do have issues with frame locks. I have issues with a lot of frame locks, but it just takes getting used to the knife, where to place your fingers really, because you don't want to place your fingers right on that lock bar, right? Because you're gonna be applying pressure, which is gonna make it tough to, you know, so I'm applying the pressure right now, and it makes it tough to open. I mean, I see where he's coming from, but you know, myself, it took me a few times. It's like, oh, okay. So when I deploy it with my thumb, you know, basically I try to keep all my fingers off that lock bar. And you know, I've got this finger here, this finger here on the clip, and I barely have any, you know, pressure going on here, so I'm not touching that lock bar. So, and it all depends on the size of your hand too. If you got maybe smaller hands, medium-sized hands, it might be a little bit tougher because, you know, it's just where you place your fingers. And of course, same with the Spidey flick. I mean, I've got large size hands. They're not gigantic or anything, but you know, so I just don't have any issues opening up this knife. And you know, I've gotten really good, you know, over time doing the Spidey flicks. So you know, that's my kind of go-to opening, you know, with any knife, and it just happens to work out great with the frame lock, because then I don't really have to worry about, you know, using my thumb and where do I place my fingers, so I can get it off that lock bar. And I think I did have a comment on my initial review on this guy here. You know, somebody asked me, can you slow roll it up? Yeah, I can. Again, and it's just keeping your fingers away from that lock bar. You know, and it's crappy, you know, especially for lefties too. You know, yeah, I can't open this up with my left hand. I tried a couple times. I think I got it a couple times. I'm not gonna try it now because I probably won't be able to do it. So, you know, and honestly, with frame locks, I think for lefties, having a flipper would be more ideal, right? Easier to open, keeping your fingers off that lock bar. So yeah, Jersey Knife Guy, just poking fun at you. I admit, you know, user error, right? Yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, I haven't had any issues with it. As far as everything else, I've really put this through a harsh test. You know, bringing it to work with me. I've actually did some wood splitting with this. I didn't take any video of that, so I apologize, but it was really dry pine wood. And you know, and I took another log and I hit it over the blade here, and it was, you know, not very dense whatsoever, but it did split it. And the knife has still survived, no blade wiggle, still operates very smooth. So yeah, this is definitely a tough knife, guys. CRKT, they did a really good job on this. You know, I couldn't find really, the only thing I think that kind of got me a couple times, you know, there's no guard when you're closing it, and it just drop shuts. So you really have to watch out, because it will bite you. It bit me right here. It's all healed up now, and I think that was the only issue I've had with this knife. So you guys, you know, if you do consider getting this, or if you do have this already, this version of this Pilar, you know, just you got to be cautious, just like any other knife, right? But yeah, so it's I haven't had any issues with it. I like taking this to work with me. This has kind of been like my new beater, you know, that way I'm not taking my more expensive knives and doing crazy stuff with them. And it's hold its edge pretty well. It's got that D2 steel. I've had to sharpen it, I think, twice so far. And I've done a lot of cutting. I mean, I've cut a lot of rope with it. I've cut little things too, obviously. You know, I've cut a lot of plastic with this. I cut some plastic bottles. Of course, cardboard. Oh my God, I had so much cardboard the other week. And, you know, and it's slicey. It's not super slicey. You know, it's not a super, you know, you can look at the blade stock. It's not super thin, but I mean, it works great. I mean, yeah, it's D2 steel. I mean, it's a budget steel. You know, it's not a super budget friendly steel, but it's good steel. Better than Oz 8 or 8CR, you know, which they do have that, with the 8CR, which cost it was like 38 or 39 bucks. I think I've seen it online. And then of course this one here, the price point, you're looking at $52. I believe the MSRP on this is $80. Do I think it's worth $80? Probably not. But yeah, $52 I think is right on point with this. You got the nice brass back spacer, which I absolutely love. Lanyard hole, which I haven't used lanyard hole on this. I might throw some paracord, 550 paracord in here at some point. But yeah, so, and she's pretty sharp now. And last time I sharpened this was, let's think, maybe a week or so ago. Actually, I didn't sharpen, I stropped it. So that kept its edge on there pretty well, and no chippings or anything like that. So as you can see, I did put it through some decent tests, you know, like everyday carry tests, and you know, besides putting it onto a pine log and splitting a small one there. I mean, that's kind of harsh. I wouldn't usually do that to my knives unless I really absolutely had to. You know, I didn't have a hatchet on me and I needed to start a fire because I'm stranded in the woods, you know, lost in the woods from camping or something, I don't know, or a hike, who knows. But yeah, so I still recommend this knife. This is a good one to have, guys. I know CRKT, it's kind of hit and miss. They have a lot of knives out there. It's just like, really, guys? But they do have a lot of knives out there that are really good, and this happens to be one of them. Again, this is a Vox design knife, and I haven't found, you know, this is a really heavy carry. I mean, it's, what, 3.6 ounces, so it's not, you know, I notice it in my pocket, but it's not, you know, dragging my pockets down. So and it's a fairly easy carry. I have found myself choking up on this quite a bit. The only thing, another thing I wish they would have added jimping on this knife. I mean, I get it. I get the looks of it. It looks very smooth, and it's a good looking knife for sure. But yeah, throw a little bit more jimping on this, and I would have been a happy camper for sure. But yeah, guys, it's not it's not a big deal. So overall, guys, for my follow-up video, I still recommend this knife for $52. I think it's right on point. You do get your D2 steel, stainless steel hardware, G10, and yeah, the G10's pretty grippy, even after a lot of use. You know, I've had this knife for close to a month, if not maybe more. I have to look back. I did do a review video on it, and I had it for about a week or so when I did that review video. So yeah, maybe I've had it for a little over a month now. But yeah, that's that, guys. So what do you guys think about the Pilar 3? Yes, I'm pronouncing it right this time, I hope. I know somebody mentioned in one of my comments I wasn't pronouncing it right, and I appreciate that. You know, I'm not the best at grammar and stuff, so you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Pilar 3, and by CRKT. So that's that, guys. Hit me up in the comments. I love reading your comments. And smash that like button. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And for you guys that have subscribed to my channel, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, have a good day. Bye.